At the end of the Johannes Kepler mission on the 21st of June last year, the second of Europe's ATV unmanned space freighters had once again shown its excellence and record-breaking capabilities. But there was no respite for the program teams. Some grabbed a short holiday, whilst others, at EADS Astrium in Bremen, prepared to ship the next ATV to Kourou, an extremely tight schedule that has perhaps been the greatest challenge.
ATV stays about 6 months in orbit, and already during the 6 months you're doing a stepwise evaluation of that flight. The results from this flight evaluation have to be directly implemented in the next unit, which is already integrated on ground. So when we have finished the post-flight evaluation, there is only 1 month remaining before we ship the next one.
The Eduardo Amaldi arrived in Kourou at the end of last August and has since been assembled and tested before most of the cargo was loaded and the spacecraft fueled. Previous flights having been so successful, very few things have been changed. One of them, though, has been to optimize the spacecraft's protective shielding.
We have made the deeper calculations in terms of probability of impact with the debris or external bodies during the ATV lifetime in orbit, and these improved calculations have allowed us to reduce a little bit the thickness of this protective material in order to save about 45 kilograms of mass that we can use to load more cargo.
Dry cargo, water, gases and propellants, Eduardo Amaldi will be carrying very nearly 6.5 tons up to the ISS. The ability to load cargo through the docking hatch only a few days before the launch has also been improved. A heavy urine recycling unit will be taken up for NASA to the ISS astronauts.
They, of course, have their own stock of potable water that would have guaranteed anyway the survival of the crew for a very long time, but they preferred to have the new equipment loaded on ATV, and since the mass of this equipment is 75 kilograms, which exceeds what we were able to carry on the last late cargo, which was 30 kilograms, we had to develop, and we tested successfully recently, a new technology, a new type of operation.
After launch, the Eduardo Amaldi will have 10 days to rendezvous and then dock, automatically, but monitored by the ATV control center teams in Toulouse, liaising with colleagues in Houston and Moscow. Unlike for previous ATV visits, several ISS solar arrays will be deployed practically at right angles to the arriving vehicle. Ground controllers have trained how to cope with possible reflections that could interfere with the ATV's optical sensors and relative GPS.
Le risque d'avoir un échec de la première tentative de docking est un peu plus élevé que ce qu'on avait eu sur les 2 vols précédents. Il n'y a pas de choses spécifiques qui ont changé au niveau des procédures, c'est juste l'environnement qui est un peu plus complexe à maîtriser.
ESA's astronaut Andrei Kuipers and his Russian colleague Oleg Kononenko aboard the ISS have trained and will be ready to react in seconds.
We have to react in a short period to see if the ATV is approaching in the right way, because we have to, of course, protect both the ATV and the station, that nothing happens. And of course, like most of the training, you train for unlikely but dangerous situations.
Filled with waste cargo, the Eduardo Amaldi will plunge back to Earth in late August, disintegrating in the atmosphere. It will be just 3 months before European space ministers meet in Italy. On their agenda will be the future of the ATV program. After ATV 4 and 5, 2 follow-on scenarios have been explored, with ESA having a primary consideration: to ensure that ATV investments, its advanced technologies and unique operational expertise are not lost.